morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, February 22nd, and I thank you so much for joining into our weekly healthcare reform webinars. My name's Deb Wilkinson. I'm the Vice President of the Health Plan Options Department here at URL. My duties are to oversee the traditional group markets, small, medium, and large, and the self-funded markets, employee benefits, and the individual and short-term business segment. So a lot going on in these business segments and a lot to talk about. So if you are new to this format, you can ask questions in a couple of ways, and questions are encouraged. We're all learning and all in this together. I used to say, and it still holds true, that we sink or swim together, and to stay in front of this law and its ever-changing facets is something that, you know, I'm tasked with, and hopefully benefits you in your dealings with your group and individual clients. So let's get right into the agenda. Oh, I did neglect to tell you how to ask questions. So you can ask questions by clicking on your hand icon on the control panel to the right of your screen, or you can type in your question in the question box, and I'm happy to answer that at the end of the webinar. So just with a show of your electronic hands, if you can hear me and see my screen okay, awesome, great. Thanks so much, guys. You know, it's never a guaranteed thing that this technology works for me. So let's just jump right in. First and foremost, our own state, our own Commonwealth, Pennsylvania Congressional District Maps. It was redesigned, it was thrown out, then the Supreme Court judge completed the new map. No one likes it. Well, I shouldn't say that. The Republicans don't like that. It's now being contested. This is what the new map looks like. It is markedly different than the previous maps. The previous map had a lot of different, especially in the Philly area, a lot of cut up counties, etc. And of course, the old map was that whole gerrymandering terminology was used, which is interesting because I don't know any state or Commonwealth that has an equal map for both Democrats and Republicans. So it's kind of odd that, you know, I'll get off my soapbox in a second, but it's kind of odd that we were accused of having a gerrymandered map favoring the Republicans, but now we have one that favors the Democrats, and it's not gerrymandering. So, you know, it escapes me how these things are done, but I just wanted to bring you up to date with that new map. A correction from last week, I mentioned that Utah was filing for non-ACA plans in 2019 due to the state executive order from their governor. I apologize, it was not Utah, it's Idaho. So that is just a correction. There's no new information on that at all yet, but just wanted to make that correction. Employer penalty notices are being sent out. Pennsylvania Representative Mike Kelly, is working on sponsored legislation that would actually retroactively eliminate the employer penalties. So, of course, more to follow on that, but at this point, it is the law. That part of the law has not changed. The fact that the IRS and the government could not enforce it right away or had you know, some things fall through the cracks is unfortunate for all of us, but you know, unfortunately the employer mandate still holds, and those notices are going out, so you may get calls from your group clients. New and exciting is the new short-term medical proposed bill. This is part of the President's executive order from November, and what this proposed bill would do, it would eliminate the 89-day limit on short-term medical plans and allow them to be sold for a 364-day duration at the most. So that's a good thing. They're also referring to them now as skinny plans, which is kind of interesting. It kind of seems to me that it may actually open up some, you know, non-renewable type plans that aren't necessarily deemed short-term medical. You know, will the carriers bring back their plans? Possibly. You know, the short-term medical plans that were popular, it's quite possible. We have two that we offer, National General and IHC, and we'll talk a little bit about that when we get to that on the agenda, but we do offer some short-term products, and you know, I think that this is going to be a great law if it can, or great bill if it can be made law. And if you feel the need to make a comment, there is a 60-day comment period. All comments are due at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on April 23rd, and the link that you see right there is where you can make your comments. So if you feel so inclined, then please make your comments. Just do it before April 23rd. There was a new article that talked about Medicare and the proposal that would allow Medicare beneficiaries to utilize health savings accounts. So, of course, this would take a huge change in the law, because at this point, 65-year-olds can't contribute to a health savings account. They can utilize any funds that are currently in there. So it would probably take some changes in the law, but I think it's an interesting development, and I wanted to just share it at the beginning stages. So let's get right into the other part of our agenda. Highmark webinar is today from 2 to 3. It's combating the opioid crisis in the workplace. Certainly, again, a timely topic. If you are so inclined to join in, then you can register from the newsletter, and or if you need the registration information, just let me know. But again, that is today from 2 to 3. That is a Highmark webinar. That is not a URL webinar. I'm just making a mention of it in case you have an interest. Also, staying with Highmark, many of your clients are receiving letters called WellV. It's a new program that will help your clients, whether it's an individual or group client, work with a doctor to decide on, prepare, and recover from surgery. And the program is really designed to help people have better results from their surgery, and to work with their doctor to understand the options, what treatment's right for them, and understand the steps to take before and after surgery to help have a better chance of a positive outcome. The customers can go into the site and register. They don't have to have a pending surgery or an upcoming surgery. They can register, and just by virtue of registering, they get a $25 Amazon.com gift card by completing steps 1 through 3. So if you get questions on it, I do have the information. I can scan it and get that out to you if you shoot me an email and want additional information. But if you do get calls from your Highmark clients, that's what they're going to be referring to. Talking again about the National General Short Term and IHC, they are both definitely excited about the proposed bill. National General, from the very beginning, back when the short-term medical plans changed, that any plan sold after 4/1/17 could not exceed 89 days in duration. National General, for 1/1/18 effective dates, put in a plan that we call, the four-popper, where you can apply once for an 89-day policy, and when one policy expires, the other initiates or activates, and you can do 4 policies at one time. National General has all along been very prepared that if the law would change, they would convert those 89-day policies into the year policy. So that's a good thing to know. And they are commissionable, which is, odd in this industry anymore. So will other short-term or skinny plans be offered? I think yes, but we'll see. Again, carriers are filing for their 2019 plans in May and June, so a couple months away. So we'll see what they are going to be planning for us for 2019, when, of course, the individual tax penalty is eliminated. Highmark in the northeastern, so Highmark East, formerly known as BC NEPA, and Western PA Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield. For those that chose an HMO product, some did not choose a primary care physician, so those letters are being sent out. I did attach the letter and the form that is going out if you have a need for that, if you do get a call, again, from your Highmark clients in Northeast and Western PA. Training opportunities, we talked about this last week. The Life Markets Department is having a Final Expense First Mondays webinar. So that starts a week from Monday on March 5th from 10 to 10:30. And for those of you that want to expand your revenue, expand your product offerings, it's definitely a good way to build some revenue and build some new clientele, or create, you know, what we all want, that stickiness with our current client block, you know, to you with offering alternate products. So again, if you have an interest, go ahead and register for that. That will be run by Matt Alina. And that is it. That brings us to our open forum. It does look like we have some questions. While you're forming more of your questions, just know that I will be back here next Thursday, March 1st, no longer February, and I'll be here and hopefully have a lot more updates for all of us. So let's just see what the questions are today. Are PCPs only required for HMO, or are they also required for EPO plans? They're not required for EPO, they are required for HMO. HMO is, has a gatekeeper, and most of them do require, unless it's an open access HMO, they do require a selection of a primary care physician. EPO is just a more narrow network, not necessarily a gatekeeper type of plan. And let's see. Wise says that National General is great, and they are. They, you know, National General was actually, they acquired the Assurant short-term medical program. So the same folks that, if you worked with Assurant or Time or Fortis, the same folks that worked for them on their short-term products are still working with us on our National General product. So we have a great support system through the carrier, and they've been ideal. Barbara asks, the new short-term medical plans, will they meet the requirements for coverage? Absolutely not. They will not. They are outside all of the ACA requirements. They will have pre-existing. They will have probably no maternity. They will be subject to underwriting. But remember, as of 2019, the individual tax penalty will be eliminated. So I certainly look at the short term now as an alternate to ACA, but please know that if you sell a short term now, you have to inform your clients that they are subject to that individual tax penalty for the tax year of 2018. So just warning you there. Mike says, National General policies, any idea how to terminate the life fee after the policy expires if client paid with credit card? Yes, they have to actually call the Life Association and ask to have that terminated. Sean asks if National General will offer a short-term HSA product. Probably not, Sean, but you know what? I'll never say never. Things have changed so much, and some things defy logic. So it's quite possible, but I've not heard that bantied around at this point. Doesn't mean it's not being talked about. I just have not heard it. So that looks like it. That looks like all of our questions for today. As always, I appreciate everyone joining in. Make sure you grab this attachment on the PCP letter and the form to send in the primary care physician selection. And again, I will be back here next Thursday, hopefully talk with you then. And until then, please have a great balance of the week and a wonderful and relaxing weekend. Thanks. Bye-bye.